So there's something weird that I used to do, as far back as I can remember. I have this thing with cleaning, and it's not that I'm a clean freak. I'm not. And I'm not OCD about it. My ex actually was way more like a germaphobe and into cleanliness and stuff, you know. What I did for cleaning is the actual act of cleaning up. Like going around and do it. Like picking up things. And I wouldn't necessarily clean. My ex would tell you that I didn't clean very well. But like, I would pick up. Picking up, moving things, putting things back was like my way of coming to terms with myself or making myself feel better. It was another form of medication for me. So like when my mom was having a hard time or she was upset, I would go and clean up, thinking that if I changed my environment, that I would change. Isn't that interesting? This actually carried on into my marriage, where me and my ex would fight. I would clean up, would go and start vacuuming, cleaning up the house, picking up things. Because I felt like if I changed my environment, I could change what just happened, or prevent it from happening. In fact, near the end, before we got a divorce, I became so paranoid and stuff about us fighting that I would pre-clean everything to try to prevent it. The problem is that I would change my environment. I felt like I did everything that I could do, and then my ex would come home and somehow we would get into a fight. And the problem there is I think in my mind I was doing all that I could do. Like everything's perfectly clean. The problem wasn't the house that was unclean. I kept associating that because she'd get mad that something was dusty, and she'd get mad at things being out of place in her house, but it wasn't that the thing was actually out of place. What was out of place was that our life hadn't measured up to what she had thought it would be. And I was in the same boat. Like, my life didn't measure up to what I thought it would be either. You know? Or what I had promised her, or what I had hoped for. Like, it didn't measure up. So I would clean the house to make it feel better. Like our life was in order when it really wasn't. And so near the end, I think I got to a point where I was just like, there's nothing I can do to fix this. And I know now that a lot of that was in my head, you know. Like I built up, and all of that kind of built up on top of each other, and I let this wedge grow in my mind between us. But it was mostly in my mind, you know. This is why I feel bad for her, and I want to make it up for her, because a lot of it was my weakness. A lot of it, you know, was just me, who I was. I really wasn't good enough for her. Like, I couldn't do even a fraction of what she had hoped for in her life. We hadn't moved anywhere, really. Yes, I started nursing school when we were breaking up, but I had started a lot of schools while we were together, and I never finished a single one. So when we divorced, yes, I finished nursing school, and that's where a lot of pain comes from, because the one thing that I did finish in my life, it ended up being during a time when I lost everything. So my success in nursing school and passing nursing school, the one school that I passed besides you know, high school, is that I now associate that success as a failure, which rightly so. It really was a failure, again, for me. Like, I can't count it as a success because I lost everything that I held dear in my heart, in my head, and I couldn't handle everything anymore. I couldn't handle all of that. I couldn't handle failing for my kids, like I couldn't handle the pressure of failing because I had failed so much in my life to that point. And no amount of cleaning my room was going to make that better. I don't clean my house anymore, really. Things are picked up regularly, but I don't pick up my house anymore because it doesn't change anything for me. I only did it for other people, not for me. There's nothing left to clean up for me. I'm not okay. I'm not doing well. I feel terrible. My little 20-foot trailer, my little piece of hell that I live in, there's no cleaning up this. And there's no escaping. And I feel the void coming on again and again, as it always has, and no amount of picking up this 20-foot place is going to change that. In fact, it feels so unfulfilling to clean this place. Why clean? There's no fulfillment, there's no enjoyment, there's nothing. I feel nothing when it's clean. It still feels empty. It still feels hellish. And it's not on the outside, it's on the inside. That's the truth. No amount of cleaning your house will change what's on the inside. No amount of cleaning the house changed what was on the inside of me while I was married to my ex. While I'm a father to my children. No amount of cleaning on the inside will change who I am for them. And that's a scary thought. And that's something that I dread. I don't want my kids to fail like that. Like I did. I want them to succeed. And hopefully living with their mom instead of me will give them that. She is a successful person. I am not. Both on the outside and on the inside. I have nothing to show. Except for pain. That's all I have. All I have is pain. And my beautiful children, which of course I don't deserve. They are more than I could ever be already. And it makes me sad for them that I have to be their father. Sometimes. I know that's not real. I know that's imagined. I know that's negative. But it's what I feel. A lot. And I don't know how to change that sometimes. Thought stopping, all of those things, all of those tricks don't always work. Medications don't always cover it up. Sometimes we just have to feel the pain. We have to live up to our mistakes, our failures, live up to who we are, even if we are not good inside. Even if we don't feel like we're worthy inside. Even if we don't feel like we're a good person inside. We have to live with it. You can't cover it up. It's still there. You can't OD yourself on drugs to death until it's gone. Until you end up in a mental institution. Unable to function anymore. There's just no escaping it. Like, you're in this hole and you stay in this hole. Sometimes you can get out for a breath of fresh air, and you go back under. Seems like that's life.